All right. Our
Here's
last
this is
topic.
some crazy shit.
I
But I'll
don't
let my cousin
listen.
take the lead first.
Listen, I listen, my cousin, I don't know. My cousin just thinks this is so crazy, but to me this is nothing new. Boeing pilots are quote unquote being trained using Microsoft Flight Simulator. Now, there's 2 points or really 3. Some certain points I want to hit. This is an indication of how good Microsoft Flight Simulator is. It is a very it's one of the most praised thing that Microsoft has done in recent years. How good the flight simulator is. Using video game as aspects in training is not nothing new. I was in the military for a number of years before I got medically retired. We use video games like things for like going to the shooting range. It was a video game system. Doing like convoy emergencies. You know, if a convoy was to flip over, we had a whole like game simulator for that. So this is nothing new in my eyes. And I also was in flight school once upon a time. I was trying to get flight hours, and we did use a video game like thing on the computer. We had the stick and all that, and we went through all the steps of taking off, landing, circling, all the maneuvers. So this is not shocking to me. It is to my cousin, and I'll let him take over.
I just find it crazy. Pilots, person in charge of carrying your precious cargo or yourself on a quick destination wherever you're going, is using a video game to do it. Now, granted, I ain't gonna lie. People don't know this. Microsoft Flight Simulator goes back leaps and bounds,
Yeah, yeah,
generations ago. It is
yeah.
not as new as people may think it is. It is a staple of the Microsoft Corporation. But I do know it is a very well robust simulation. It can be as simplistic as you want to be, or it can be as complicated as you want to be. I don't know if you ever seen any television show or movie and they show the cockpit and all those button knobs and twists and zings. All of that is there. All of it. And as I said, it is truly there to help and assist, or you could just be like, hey, I want to do it laid back. Either one. And me personally, I have never tinkered with it. I am not a flyer in a sense in video games. I am a driver. The only game I ever enjoyed flying in was the Saints Row series. They made it simplistic enough for me. Other than that, but this news was it just really caught me off guard. It really was just like, what? But as I said, as robust and as good as it is, I guess it's good enough to sit here and train pilots. And it should not surprise me because the Wii motion controls were so good. They had doctors. They had doctors and
Mhm.
certain neurologists using that to train them on seeing like, hey, how good can you keep your hand steady, my boy? And if not, like, okay, you need to work on this. So it was just interesting, just the timing and out of nowhere. But also too, this is a little dark. Forgive me. With all the malfunctioning and certain plane incidents that's going on right now, not to mention the incident with those billionaires and that scuba thing, and it was being used by a controller. I just find it a little weird. This is what you're
Nah,
relying on.
hey,
But
but that ain't got nothing to do with
that
pilots, though.
yeah. But like I said, that's just me. That's just
Yeah,
me. But
yeah.
other than that, I got nothing else.
Yeah, and it's very understandable that because when you're flying, you're literally not in control of any aspect. You're basically putting everything on the line on 2 people. But I will say, like I said, I went to flight school and all this other stuff. You want that pilot, even if it's through simulations, to go through multiple of different environments. So why? It is not their first time and they do not panic. I don't care if they got to do it through simulation, a video game, VR. Listen, I want my pilot with every form of training possible. Just like and that's how the military felt like. They don't want your first experience being a live experience. And so that's why they pay so much money for, i.e., Microsoft Flight Simulators, and all the aspects that the military did. Like even security training was a video game basically. But yeah, I mean, listen, anything to make the human, because what you don't want is an AI flying your plane at the end of the day.
Oh, so true.
I rather
So
have a pilot train and a human being than AI, honestly, because I just don't have faith. Listen, I think this is good. Anything to make the pilot better, more experience, have their emotions checked, make sure they're not over emotional when emergencies does happen. It's like a routine. It is very detailed in the steps they need to take. I am all for it. Like I said, the pilots and how they're trained has nothing to do with none of the stuff that, the unfortunate incidents that's happened with planes that is on manufacturer and Boeing. They have been taking a lot of heat. That's well documented. We don't have to go into that. And so, I just find it interesting that, Boeing is putting this out there saying, hey, blah, blah, blah. They're trying to get some goodwill back. So I think this is kind of like orchestrated a little bit, but hey, I'm all for it. I'm not going to discredit them or anything because the Microsoft Flight Simulator is a very good product. That's all we got on this topic. Let us know how you feel. Do you play Microsoft Flight Simulator and how detailed do you get when you play it? I'm very curious about that. But let us know in the comments what you think, how you feel. Do you think it's good by Boeing? Or are you a little nervous like my cousin about pilots being trained on a virtually a video game?
That's it for this week's news dump, ladies, gents. As always, we're here to bring the entertainment. Have a good time. Comment, share, subscribe. We're out. And that's it for this video of Are You Not Entertained podcast. Thanks for hanging out with us. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell so you'll never miss our next hot take. Until next time, are you not entertained?